super fine.
Super fine.
Howdy, y'all.
Hi, guys.
It's Ryan.
And Angela.
RNA Music,
Ta-da.
deep in the heart of Texas.
Like normal.
Welcome back. We missed our Thanksgiving one. Sorry. She was sick,
I was.
along with a bunch of other people in our family.
Oh my gosh, it was hectic.
And
It was
then
hectic.
we almost missed today because I was sick yesterday. I'm recovering still.
Yes. Well, Nicholas was sick Friday, which we were supposed to do. And then I was sick Saturday.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we missed the last week, but we're back now. So, first question.
Yay! Woo!
Colonel Kreutzer, question time.
Yay.
Ryan, tell us about the new Metallica album. Is it any good, or would you have preferred it to be somewhat different, etc.? Angela, would you explain a bit about Crochet? The wiki article does tell something about it, but not what can be achieved with this technique. For example, could a Darth Vader type of mask hat be possible to make? Thanks. So, okay. All right, so new Metallica album. Everybody's excited.
Woohoo!
I did go out and buy it on the day of release because
Yes,
I almost never buy CDs anymore, ever.
True.
But I think I've bought every Metallica record that's come out.
It's a seem fitting.
So I thought, I just needed to do it. There's a bit of nostalgia to buying the CD on the day of.
Yeah.
And now it took me about 2 weeks to finally make it through both CDs.
Mm-hmm.
I downloaded it to my iPad, but then just been busy and haven't had a chance to listen to it. Listen to it in the truck, a couple of songs. Finally made it through the whole double disc. And I would say it's good. It's okay.
Okay.
It's not amazing. I like it,
Yeah.
but it's okay, basically. And that's coming from a big Metallica fan.
Oh, yeah.
Big time
Yeah.
fan. And I would say it's all right.
It's alright.
It's okay, And I've been thinking a lot about it, though, because it kind of troubles me, that I'm like, it's all right, but it didn't blow me away. And I think what I've decided is, I'm sure we can all remember back to the first time we ever heard a certain band or a certain artist. Like, you've never heard them before in your life, and then you hear them on, an MTV video, or comes on the radio, and the arms stand up on the hair on your arm stands up. Whew, what is this? I've never heard anything like this. In any genre, right?
Right.
And so I remember that the first time I ever saw or heard Metallica was the one video on MTV, and I was sitting at home alone. It was like in 8th grade or something, and I was like, "What? What is this?" I have never seen or heard anything like that ever in my life. I was like, "Oh man!" It made a dramatic impact, right? So then, I bought all the records, and they came out, and I think what happens is the longer you're a fan of a band or an artist, the more familiar you get with them.
Correct.
And so that when they release something new, it's not like that very first experience where you heard them, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like I know what James Hetfield's voice sounds like. I know what kind of riffs he plays. I know what kind of solos Kirk's going to play, and if there's going to be wah pedal or not. So there's not any really surprise to it, and so it could be better than I think. Like if it was someone's first time ever hearing the band, they might go, "Whoa, what is this?" But I think familiarity kind of ruins bands sometimes for the listeners. So
That'll be a great question for next week.
it would be. What do you guys think about that? Do you agree? Now, I bought it. I'll probably give it a few more listens because sometimes music has to grow on you. There's a couple of tunes that I like, Moth into Flame particularly, but I'll have to give the whole album another listen or two before I just really decide, I guess. But so far I'm like, it's all right. It could have come right after the Black Album, probably, It's okay. All right, Angela, explain Crochet in a nutshell.
In a nutshell, my sucker who just made him.
I told you to throw it away.
Nah. Crochet is not knitting. Knitting uses 2 needles. A crochet is using yarn and a hook, or string and hook, depending on the size of hook, because hook sizes go from The smallest, like, millimeter.
A single hook.
Yeah, just one hook on one rod. It has a hook at the end, and you basically are tying knots and repetitive twisting and pulling hook and repetitive motions, twisting around and pulling through loops and repetitive motions and different patterns. So that's basically it.
You're just tying knots.
You're just tying knots over and over and over again. You have one strand, and then you basically pull through, slip knots through the whole thing, and then come back through those slip knots and wrap your yarn and pull through with a hook until you get another. And different variations of how many times you wrap your hook around will depend on what the pattern looks like. So, yes, and for example, could a Darth Vader type mask be hat/hat? Yes, you can totally make it. And pretty much with crochet and with knitting, there are some very, very intense knitters out there. Crochet is a little bit more malleable than knitting, because knitting you have to work with 2 needles, or crochet you can just, you're just using with one hook, and you can kind of do a little bit more, and the patterns are a little bit easier to come by. I think I've tried knitting and it frustrates the fire out of me. There's some power. I mean, they're like just they're going to town. They can knit a sweater in like a day, but no, I can't do that. But knitting a Darth Vader, just like with the beanie, and then just tracing out the front of it to where it comes down almost like a ski mask. Yeah, you can totally do that. Or I could totally do that.
I'm sure you could.
Yeah.
I think it's dark sorcery, but that's just me, because she tried to show me how to crochet, and I'm like...
Yeah, if I can just sit and stare at a Darth Vader mask for a moment, I can come up with the look of it. I mean, you'd have to add pieces to the front, to kind of get the the mouthpiece and the way the nose sits and stuff like that. It would be a little bit more 3-dimensional, and there would be added pieces you just sew to the mask. But yeah,
it would be warm, that's for sure. It would be toasty like lava.
Yes. And the eye holes would just be normal eye holes unless you added a plastic and sewed the plastic to it, a film. Which is doable, because there's film that you can actually sew into, with like embroidery thread.
How much would that cost?
$1 million. Well, my Viking helmets cost, just the helmet alone is $75 for the helmet alone. So that's just a beanie with a band and just the horns. This is going to be like, the eye, very intricate. So I would say about $100, $120, $130.
Yeah. Materials cost, and then your time
and
cost.
The time and to think about the pattern, and the time to write it down, so I can execute it, because I haven't done it before, so I'd have to come up with it all out of my brain.
Create it.
Yeah.
I like your brains.
Thanks.
If I were a zombie, I would eat your brains.
Awesome.
Next question. Dymo28. Big plans for Turkey Day? How about them Cowboys? This was before Thanksgiving.
This is obviously before
we just had family over for Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. And like I said, almost everybody got sick.
Yeah.
Stomach bug virus going around.
Yeah. Pretty much all my family came in for Thanksgiving. Ryan's mom was in California. Ryan's sister and brother-in-law live in California. But I have a sister, and she has 5 little ones that were all here. 2 of them infected with the bug. And her oldest, actually 6 of them, and a grandchild. And my other sister, and my parents, and a partridge in a pear tree. And then just our family. So there was a big...
Dogs.
And our dogs. So it was a big crowd. It was nice. I liked it, other than the getting sick part. But
other than the vomiting was great.
Because I got to decorate for Christmas, and that's my tradition. So
Cowboys are winning. Apparently.
Yeah, and apparently they've never been.
Oh, they've never had a streak this long. So they're 11-1 right now.
Yes, but they've
never won 10 consecutive games.
Yes, like since the 70s or
for forever. It's like a record.
Like they've never. Yeah.
Yeah, they're 11-1. So that's a pretty impressive turnaround, because they've been kind of crappy for the last couple of decades.
Yeah.
Since the early 90s. So yeah, it's pretty good. I'm not a massive Cowboy fan. I mean, I
My
don't
dad
dislike
is.
the Cowboys,
Yeah.
but I'm just not a big overall football fan to begin with. I mean, if I have to pick a team, my team is the Cowboys.
Yeah. Don't get us wrong.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. And on Thanksgiving Day, I always watch the Cowboy game. Although I don't think I did the Thanksgiving game, did I?
I watched it.
Did we? Maybe I saw part of it.
Was it thanks? Was it?
Yeah, they're doing
I
well.
watched a few. I've watched a few.
They're
things,
doing well. God bless them. They need to. It's been a while,
Yeah.
guys. So thank you for.
Romo was very gracious, and he stepped down and
That was pretty classy.
handed the mantle over to the new guy, and that's. I mean, we know enough of what's going on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, he was gonna get. You either step down graciously or you step down. You're stepping down either way.
Or the fans will throw you down.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he was losing his spot no matter what. So the best thing to do was just kind of pass the baton. It's time, And
It's time.
God bless him. He's had so many injuries. It's probably been time for Romo. But anyways, that's impressive. We'll see if they go all the way this year. It would be great.
It would
if
be
they did.
nice.
I remember.
It's about frickin' time. It's been 22 years.
Yeah, I mean, I was early '90s. I was all about them Cowboys and Emmitt
boys.
Smith. Man,
Yeah,
Troy
I got my
Aikman.
starter jacket.
Yeah.
Cowboys starter jacket. The big star on the back. Had one of those.
I don't root for any other
Pullover.
team, but I'm not like I don't have a big Dallas Cowboy helmet airbrushed on the hood of my truck either,
No.
like some people do. So yeah, pretty good. Good job, Cowboys. All right, next question. Big John, hi guys. I have a non-music question. Do you think board games are dead? With
Mrs.
everyone
Plum
nowadays,
in the library with a candlestick.
if everyone nowadays with their face down some type of electronic device.
Yeah.
I've implemented Friday game nights, bring us close together as a family, but if I have to play Pretty Princess board game one more time, I might throw it out the window. My wife seems to always disappear when we play this game with our daughter and do dishes. You guys ever have a favorite board game you play with your kids? All right. Do we have a favorite board game that we play, and do we think our board game's dead? What do you think?
I don't think board games are dead. I have some friends, and we might do a little shout. I'm going to do a shout out, and here you go. Hey, August and Kaylee and Sean and all those guys, Brian, and Tulsa. They love the
Bunko?
they like Bunko, but they like the Catan. It's like
Pirates of
no, it's like the Pioneers. It's like a Pioneer type game. It's like Risk, but it's the like the Pioneers of Catan or something like that. I don't know, but they always have board game nights, and they're always put on Instagram. And I love it. We like board games. I love board games. I have a backgammon board that is for some board games underneath, and I'm actually going to be getting an antique backgammon board for Christmas for my mom and dad. Yay! And we play Risk.
We have played Risk once.
Yes, we play Risk.
Because it took 15 hours just to set it up.
Well, we had Risk. We had like Lord of the Rings Risk, and we have a Star Wars Risk. No,
Star Wars Monopoly.
Star Wars Monopoly, a Lord of the Rings Monopoly. We have Lord of the Rings, Seen It, and and so we have quite a few board games. The boys right now, their favorite thing to play is Uno.
Yeah.
So card games and Go Fish.
Card games are fun. We have played Uno lately.
Yes. Like, our youngest is like, he is loving some Uno. We have this new Uno deck where 2 or 3 of the cards is, you change the rules. You can make your own rule for that hand. So it could be like for the next player over, draw 10 cards and you skip 3 turns. So you can't play your card.
Create your own rules.
Yeah, so there's 3 cards. So that was pretty fun. So we enjoyed that whenever the last week before the holidays, the boys would do their schoolwork, and then we would play a round of Uno. And our youngest loves it because he can get his brother to draw 20 cards. You know what I mean? Like, we had to cap a limit to 10.
We used to play Sorry a lot.
Take the whole deck. Yeah.
We used to play Sorry.
We used to play Sorry.
I don't think they're dead, and I don't think they ever
No.
will die, because I think people have good family memories with them.
Yes,
depending
especially
on the game.
like Scrabble and Monopoly and like Sorry and
Sorry's fun.
games that have been around. You know, Hasbro has the
BattleTech.
Battle. Battleship, we have two. We have the electronic one, and then we have the regular one.
Yeah.
So I think that, as long as you want some kind of fun time game, there's Jenga. Even Ellen does the whole the flip card game thing that she has.
Yeah.
She created her own board. It was not a board game.
I don't think they'll ever die. I mean, obviously they're not as popular as they used to be.
Shoots and ladders.
Because we all do have mobile devices, supercomputers in the palm of our hands now, but I don't think they'll ever die completely.
Well, our children don't have phones.
Oh yeah, our kids don't have phones.
So
forget that.
No. I mean, they have their DSs, but even then we limit, how much time they play on it. Even that, they rather be playing Skyrim if they play anything, which is like a virtual board game almost.
It is, really.
So it's like the virtual Risk. So yeah, I don't think board games will ever die because there's too many of us that really. That's one thing that we did get for Christmas was a family board game, like checkers or, something.
Well, we still play, and when we play with our kids, they love it, and they're going to remember that when they're older, and then they're going to want to play with their kids. And it may not be every week or whatever, but I'm sure they'll.
I think it's called the Settlers of Catan.
Settlers of Catan.
I think so.
I don't know.
It's an expensive game. It's like $60 or $70.
They're nerds
for this game. That's all at Target. Anyways.
So, thanks for the question, Big John. I think it's a good idea. Everybody should have a family game night.
Yes, love them.
All right, Daniel Crane, final question. Thanks for answering my other question. Have you heard of GuitarFetish.com? They have pickups, pedals, kits, guitars. I'm looking to swap out pickups for my LTD EX350. The passive EMGs suck. Don't have a lot of money. This site has pickups for $39 and some change. The samples on YouTube sound great. I was just thinking around $80 I could have 2 new pickups that sounded too good to be true. What do you think? I don't know that I've ever been to that website. I mean, it sounds vaguely familiar, I guess, but no idea, really. I would imagine you probably have the old school EMG passives from way back, the HZs. So many years ago, those were actually imports, like Korean pickups. Now, currently, and for the last several years, all EMG pickups are USA made, even their passives, which I actually do kind of like. Now, but anyways, as far as that goes, I really don't have any experience with that website. I do know that you can go on eBay and Craigslist and some places like that, and you can find pickups fairly affordably, for some pretty good pricing. Now, as for this specific site, I've never ordered anything from them.
Yeah.
But, yeah. But I don't know. That's always tough. If something's too good to be true, it probably is. I've learned that the hard way with music and guitars and things.
Yeah, there's a Rose Gal or something website that all the girls post about clothes, and it's really cute clothes, and they're like, oh, these jeans are like $10 and this blouse or this nice coat is like $20, but it's coming from like China, and it has to piggyback on it was like this giant freighter, and then by the time it comes, it like Chinese sizes are like 3 sizes smaller than American sizes, so their large is like our small.
So it's all jacked up.
So it's all jacked up. Every time, I mean, you go like the reviews of it is just atrocious. But people are like, I love these clothes. No, don't go. Just go Target.
I saw one of those about Fitbit today on Facebook.
Uh-oh.
Fitbit had a promotion of like promoting their own post about, and like every single comment was like, I've had 3 and every single one had battery problems, and then this one fell off, and I was like, ooh
no.
I was like, I don't think I'm going to buy you a Fitbit for Christmas because it seems like everybody had problems with them. Not sponsored by Fitbit.
Apparently.
But, I don't know, man. If you're talking like getting some USA Seymour Duncans for $39, I don't know. I mean...
Just be careful.
Yeah, just be careful. Buyer beware.
Yes. I would set up like a whole other account or use like a prepaid Walmart credit card.
Yeah, go get the prepaid credit card.
Get a prepaid Walmart credit card. Don't use your own bank card. Don't do that. Don't do it. That's with anything really on the internet. That's a smart thing to do. Get a prepaid Visa, MasterCard card, and ain't hacking nothing.
But hey, all of this is just advice. do whatever you want to do.
Do what you do.
So I've never ordered from them, so I don't have any experience. Maybe if anybody else, leave a comment below if you've actually ever ordered anything from GuitarFetish.com and see what their results were and if they were satisfactory or not. So
Yes.
but I think that's it for today. We're gonna go home. I'm gonna go back to sleep, I think.
Yeah, I gotta get dinner.
I guess I'll edit this video and then I'll go to sleep.
Sure.
I don't know. It's been a hectic week since Thanksgiving.
We're tired.
Very tired. I'm tired. Oh, man.
I'll
Yes.
just knock you over.
Yeah, you did. I'm extremely weak right now. If someone wanted to fight me, today would be the day.
Don't say that. Oh, this isn't going to be
I
published.
mean, I'd still win.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying I'm more tired than normal. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for your questions. If you have a question for next week, leave it as a comment on this video.
Yes.
We'll try to answer it next week. Keep the music alive.
Don't forget it.
Don't get sick.
Don't get sick.
On the holidays.
Take your vitamins.
Wheelie, wheelie, wheelie.
Wheelie, wheelie.